The week 8 previews. Let's lead it off with one that maybe isn't as highly touted on everybody's board with some of the matchups later in the day, but it's still a great one in the ACC. Let's talk Miami. Let's talk Louisville. This is an 11 a.m. kick with Miami being a 4.5-point favorite after surviving a couple of their previous games and then coming off a bye. Jake, break this one down for us.
Yep. Miami coming off a bye. Last time we saw this team, they barely survived in Berkeley. So excited to see what this team has in store coming off of this bye. I think this is the biggest test for Miami so far. I think that this is the most talented team that they will have seen offensively. On the other side, can the Louisville offense or the Louisville defense, slow down Miami? Like, we know about the pass rush in Louisville. I think that's the best defensive line Miami will probably see so far. They're going to have a big game. They're going to have to get after Cam Ward and force Cam Ward to make just ill-advised throws that he's kind of made in the last couple of weeks, which feels like what has gotten Miami into some trouble against Virginia Tech, against Cal. I think if Louisville gets those turnovers, the key to the game for them is they've got to capitalize on them. You've got to turn those into points if it flips the field. And you just can't afford to not get those up, because you look at Cal, who thought they were comfortable with this big lead, and this Miami offense is too good to get comfortable. You have to put, the foot on the throat, so to say, and just put these guys away if you really want to have a shot. Running back Isaac Brown, the freshman for Louisville, is averaging 8 yards per carry. Really interested to see how he does on Miami's defensive line. They got a really good defensive line too. So battle on the defensive lines is probably the biggest thing that stands out to me. It's going to be a test to see if Miami is that college football playoff team.
All right, the first time we get to hear JT's thoughts on a team outside of the Big 12, it feels like. JT, give us your thoughts. Break this ACC matchup down.
Yeah, when I was looking at the matchups before the pod, I was trying to decide on which way I'd be leaning if I had to take a side. And I want to say, going into this game, there's no reason that Miami should struggle in a spot like this coming off a bye. But I just can't get over the hump of trusting a Mario Cristobal team yet. I got to see him in a spot like this because, I don't know. What about you guys? Can you confidently say Miami's going to go on the road against a good Louisville team and win by more than 5 or win by more than 4?
I think that people were asking the same question against Cal.
Exactly. Yeah. And they showed both sides of what that team can be. They showed getting down big, but they also showed the talent that their offense has, that Cam Ward has, that explosiveness that honestly can match up against any team in the country if they're playing their best. And after a bye, if they don't come out and show that best, I think that shows real concerns for this team.
I think Miami is an interesting team when it comes to the eye test versus the statistics behind them. Because you look at the stats and you're like, man, this Miami team is top 5 all the way. They've got to roll into the college football playoff the way they've been throwing the football. It's the number 1 scoring offense in college football, number 1 passing offense in college football, averaging 46 points a game. But then you watch them against decent teams, and it's always a gigantic comeback. Cam Ward finally takes over in that Cal game, and they come back when everybody's in bed already, and it sounds like Reese Davis is ready to hit the hay himself. They win that game. They survive it. They should have lost maybe on a Hail Mary, debatably. And then Louisville, a team that slipped up the last couple of weeks but still has a lot of talent. Jake mentioned the defensive line. It's still a good offense at Louisville, 36 scoring offense in the country. They're putting up 31 a game. So if you tall tale signs tell me the over, if we're going to maybe get into that passing battle, but are we going to get Cam Ward? And I think JT made a great point as well. Are we going to get the Cristobal blow up? We haven't seen one yet. We've gotten the good side of Cristobal, the comebacks, but is it time for him to maybe make mistakes?
I was going to say, I don't know, that Virginia Tech game, he was trying.
He's trying.
Have resulted in losses. So we have not gotten just vintage Cristobal in the Miami coaching uniform. He's still good there. Let me be very, very clear. Yeah. I think he maybe gets a little bit more hate than he should, but I haven't seen that one game that makes you go, damn, is he going to get fired? This may be the week, because I think this is a huge opportunity for Louisville at home. Your thoughts, Jake? I thought you were going to say something there.
Yeah, I wanted to run through the last 5 games in their schedule after this one. Florida State, Duke at home, at Georgia Tech, Wake Forest at home, at Syracuse. You're probably a double-digit favorite in maybe all the home games for sure, and maybe the Syracuse game at the end. Sorry, Reese, But I mean, Georgia Tech is what kind of Georgia Tech team are we getting? They just got to get through this week, man. And I think we could actually see a 12-0 Miami football team in our lifetime.
That would be stunning, and it would feel like the 90s, which if we're going to bring that team back, we might as well bring all the 90s teams back. I can't think there's another one out there, but that would be great. JT, closing thoughts, and then I'm going to let you kick off our round table scoring style. Who wins the game? What's the score? Who covers?
All right. I don't want to take it, but I think I would take Miami in this one with the minus 4.5. I like you said, I like the idea of the over there. I think both teams are probably going to be passing more than we expect. And a lot of the unders this year have hit, not because we're used to the new running clock and that's kind of shortening up the games, but if this game is as pass heavy as we think, I like the over in a matchup like that. So I think I could see this game ended up being Miami 28 and Louisville around 23, 22.
Really? Okay. I can see that. Jake, give us your thoughts. Who wins?
Bye
Who
week.
covers?
Yep. Coming off the bye week, I don't think Miami sleeps on this one like they have in the last couple of weeks. I saw what Notre Dame did defensively on Louisville. I think Miami physically can match what kind of Notre Dame did. I just think they're better prepared, and they won't take this team lightly off of the bye. I think Miami even wins by maybe 10. So I'm easily taking Miami to cover and win.
Okay, 2 on the Canes. I'll be the savior of the 3. I assume JP, he's kind of a Louisville guy. I think he might go that direction, but I'm going to take Louisville to cover the number here. I think Miami wins the game on a game-winning field goal. Bold prediction, but it's just the way I see it going. I think Cam Ward turns the ball over a couple times because he's going to throw it about 48 to 50 times in this offensive scheme. But I do think Miami takes it on the road, but in a closer game than the number would reflect. I don't know what it is live right now. Does it still stand at 4.5?
I believe
Anybody
so.
know?
I
Okay.
can check.
I'm pretty sure it
for
is.
you.
So go take it right now. Louisville plus 4.5. Do you think if they lose by 3? It's just that's the kind of team they've been. They haven't been able to get it done covering the number this year. They pushed against Notre Dame, but still has a lot of talent on that defense, especially that defensive line. That's where I see this one. All right.
Yeah, 4.5. Sorry.
Okay, live 4.5. There it is. But that is Louisville and Miami, a good ACC matchup to kick off your Saturday morning.